Hey everybody, welcome to Quick Tip Tuesday. I'm wrapping up shooting my class for Pattern Review, my new neckline class. And if you remember on Thursday, I showed you the top of this tee. It looked a little risque on the dress form. Well, I finished it and I put the bottom pieces on so now I can wear it and actually model it for you. In addition to making a wrap, so it wraps left to right and right to left at the top, I also split the lower pieces so I could take advantage of the chevron shape that this sort of vaguely striped fabric offers. So I'm very excited about that. And I was working on another version, a V-neck version, and I want to share with you something that happened when I was finishing the V-neckline. First, what I did over here, you can see, I serged a neckline with a facing together to finish the V-neck. And when I laid it flat, I noticed that this side didn't lay as smooth. And this is very smooth. And I thought, oh, that's because I didn't directionally sew it, because, I'm a firm believer that if you sew from the wider portion of a seam to a narrower portion, it will lay smoother because the fabric supports it as it goes. And I decided, instead of just getting on here and telling you that, I would actually do a test. So I cut out another set of pieces, identical fabric, and instead of doing it on the serger, I did it on the sewing machine. And sometimes when I'm working with knit pieces and there's a corner like a V, I will do it on the sewing machine anyway because you get a crisper point. You'll notice that this is going to be more of a curved, soft V, and this will be an actual, sharp, pointed V at the bottom. So that would be one difference between using your sewing machine and the serger, just as an added bonus. If you don't mind a soft V, you can just serge. And if you want it to be more defined, use your sewing machine. But in any case, what I did when I did it on the sewing machine was I sewed from the point up, and then I went back to the point and I sewed up again. And when I laid it flat, I was kind of surprised to notice that the same side was a little bit less smooth, even though I directionally sewed. So that's just something I noticed. Now, I think, based on how this is shaped, if I steam it, I think both sides will lay flat in both cases, so I don't think either of these would be ruined. I will say that when you're working with a very sheer knit, this is sort of almost borderlining on a netting kind of knit. See, it's very sheer. It's easier to control and get a nicer seam using your serger, because you'll notice on this one I had a little trouble staying exactly straight. So I think, depending on the kind of knit you're using, a serger might be a better choice with a soft point if you're making a V. But what I want to do is I'm just going to quickly go and press this and steam it and lay it flat so we can see if it looks just as nice on both sides after I steam it. All right, so you can see now that I've pressed them, both sides lay just as flat. So I think for, finishing V-shaped necklines and, scoop necklines on the serger, I think I'm happy with going in one direction. I mean, I could serge, fold this down like this, serge off the edge, and then go back and do it in reverse to do directional serging. But I think the result here is just as nice as the one that I did on the sewing machine where I actually directionally sewed. So in the case of working on a V-neck with a serger, I think I'm happy with going in one direction. So that's just something I wanted to share with you today, because I'm finishing up my neckline class and I have all sorts of little things that occur to me along the way that I want to share. So on Thursday I'll show you something else from the process of making my new tee neckline. So if you have any questions or comments about this, feel free to leave a comment below, or you can visit my blog at jsterndesigns.com. I have lots of fun tips there if you haven't been yet. Also, if you're watching the YouTube, please subscribe. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on Thursday.